Welcome to the Real Board Loft. I'm Trip Forman. We have Real Team Rider Dawson with us. Dawson, welcome. And we are reviewing the Channel Islands Dumpster Diver 2 Pro Model for Dane Reynolds. Dawson, let's get into it and talk about this board.
So we got the Dumpster Diver 2. Love this board. It's like a skateboard. Sorry, I really liked it. Wide point a little further up. All conditions. I rode it anywhere from knee high to a foot overhead for that type of conditions. I really liked it because it's just wide forward front. Really good for airs. It's kind of skateboard like surf.
Right.
I really liked it. Kind of like a skate park, you know.
What's your height and weight?
I'm 5'9", 165.
And what are the dimensions on this board?
This one we got 5'9", I think 19 and a quarter, 2 3/8 stick, 27.2 liters.
And like, I think the thing that I noticed about this board, like right out of the blocks, like when we got them, is that like when you look at it like this way, or you look at it this way, or you look at it this way, it kind of just looks like a performance shortboard.
For sure.
Like it looks like any other of the 17 other performance shortboards that CI makes.
Yeah.
But then when you put it next to another board, that's like when everything like kind of jumps off the page. You know, like you can see like how much the width carries forward, like from the wide point. Like you can see how built out like this area is right here. You can see the tail block being quite a bit wider. And then also like the flatness of the rocker. Like
super flat.
Yeah, it's super flat. Like, so it's got a shortboard-esque outline, or a shortboard outline, but fuller, but you know, quite a bit less rocker, like for the small wave.
Yes.
Game.
Grovel gang.
For the grovel. You are from where originally?
I grew up surfing in Florida, in Sebastian Inlet.
So that's where you got your grovel roots and your grovel DNA. They say that like if you don't have it by a certain age, you're never going to get it.
Yep.
So you got it by that certain age, for sure. Like you make your own waves. Like you don't even need waves. Like you could just paddle in flat water, probably in the Pamlico Sound, get back and forth going like the foilers do, but with no foil, and just be ripping all over the place on this thing. Talk to us about like the performance on this thing. Like, I don't know, just compared to like your standard shortboard, or even like a step down. Because this thing seems like it's got even more punch than like a step down shortboard.
So I feel like there's a little more rail line to it, like more of like a shortboard. So you can draw out your turns a little more.
Okay.
And you can still go freestyle, airs, you know, all that. It has, you know, the wider point. So for landing up more on the nose, it has all that. Yeah, I fell in love with this board, rode it a lot, ride it almost every session too. So I'm pretty fired up on it.
A ton of people, like when they're talking about Dane's boards, like they're talking about like the pop.
Yeah, it has so much pop.
Off the lip.
Yes, so much pop. For any kind of days where it has that crumbling lip, just right off the lip, you can fire right off. So,
what about like on the top end, right? So like I think a lot of people, even like their whole marketing thing was like, you know, the small wave like therapy.
For sure.
Group. Like what about, you're talking about it, you're riding this thing in overhead surf. Like what's it like on the top half of that spectrum, like chest to overhead?
I feel like our waves, you know, they're not super tall. They're just really square. And I feel like boards like this kind of fit in our type of waves.
Okay.
You know, you don't have to go super long. So I feel like in those type of waves, it's kind of, you get the both of both worlds. It's like skate parky, but more top to bottom. And it kind of works in all those conditions because it's not super tall. It's just got a little bit of wide in the front. And yeah, all conditions for me.
Dawson, let's talk about fins. What are you riding in the Dumpster Diver 2?
These are the Dane Dumpster Diver 2 larges.
Okay. How do you feel those fins work on this board?
I loved them off the first go. They have a little bit of flex to them, but still super stiff at the base. Yeah, I just really enjoyed riding the board with these fins, kind of match it, and it was insane.
Matched up well. And then, again, like you're not firmly into the large category as far as weight, like with you being in the 160s, like, but you're riding larges. Like, why do you ride larges on a board like this?
Well, I think even for it being, I think it's 5'7", and the fins are large, so you can kind of get a little more oof out of your turns and out of your bottom turns. I really like that, riding some bigger fins and smaller boards. So.
And then what about your pad? What are you using for a pad on this?
This is the Dane Reynolds pad.
From CI as well?
From CI. I love flat pads. That's my main thing. I love flat pads. So that's the pad. I like it a lot.
You think you can take Dane in the heat?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. not even in maybe. Not even if it's really small, like Florida small?
Maybe. I can grovel pretty good.
Like best out of three? Best out of three in Florida size surf?
Maybe. How many beers did he have?
I don't know. Maybe it might have to be, that might be part of the contest.
Let's go.
So what? The next thing we always ask is, and you have a lot of experience with this because you're actually out in the board loft, like working with our customers and stuff. What about like accessibility, like ease of use, like kind of ease of like coming off of like a hybrid board, like a rocket wide?
Oh yeah, something like this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of has the same outline almost towards the front as a rocket wide, just maybe not as much to it, but then it has way more high performance, I feel like.
So you feel like this, like if somebody was coming off of a hybrid, like this could be their first short board as well.
Because it's not so bladed out, you know, It's got a little more, you know, to it, wideness to it, all the way through it, more or less.
And why would you recommend this board over, let's say, like a Happy Every Day? Like going like head to head, those two, like who's going to like this better than a Happy Every Day?
They are pretty similar boards.
Right.
For me, I just like this one. That maybe has a little more flatter.
Yep.
I think this one will grovel better.
So like when you go way on the low end.
Yes, this goes way on the low end.
And then potentially on the pop side of it as well.
For sure, that 100%. I think it's wider in the front area than the Happy Every Day.
Okay.
So
awesome.
I would just pick this one for more smaller range surf.
Yeah.
Happy Every Day with a little more bigger surf. But yeah, this is an insane board.
Awesome, man. Well, Dawson, thank you so much for joining us and sharing like the session input on the Dumpster Diver 2. If any of you out there have any questions on the Channel Island Dumpster Diver 2 or would like to place an order for one, you can always reach us at the shop, 252-987-6000, or look us up online, realwatersports.com/surfing. Thanks for tuning in.